Right. So today we're talking about Lego Essentials, my favourite Lego kit. I'm just going to share my screen with you. And let's get started on our journey with our Lego STEM Sampler Essentials today. Okay, so my name is Joanne Knight and I'm a Lego certified trainer. I'm also a STEM consultant for MTA. And most importantly, I'm a primary school teacher. So I know where you're coming from. I know you've all rushed home from school after yard duties and probably other things happening at lunchtime and all the meetings. So I really appreciate that you've jumped on today. Thank you very much. This series is aimed to provide you with a comparison of a few of the STEM products that we have here at MTA. And today, as you know, we're looking at Lego Education Spike Essentials. Okay, so Lego Essentials is for grades 1 to 5 and it has problem-based units around it and the students have to solve those problems. There are 5 units and within those 5 units there's about 45 lessons all up. So that's a lot of lessons. It's teaching them problem-solving skills and it's teaching them simple coding, and I will show you all of that as we go along today. The only thing that you will need apart from the Lego Essentials kit, can I just ask, somebody's got their microphone turned on. Would you mind turning it off because I'm getting echo back? Thank you. Yep, that's great. Thank you. Apart from the Lego Essentials kit, you'll also need to download the Lego Spike app, and you can find this in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, all for free, and it goes on to a variety of devices, usually pretty good for your techie to just push it out onto all the devices at your school, and then the students are ready to get going and start. Here are the extra benefits of Lego Essentials. The main benefit that I see is that the students are working around defining a problem and solving it. And while they're doing it, as you can see in these pictures, they're collaborating, they're brainstorming, they're following that whole design process of creating a problem, brainstorming, working out what to do and how to solve the problem, and then discussing it at the end. And this is all done with their building of the Lego and then the coding of the Lego. And when you see it in action in a classroom, everybody is talking. Like it's loud, it's fun, it's just fantastic because everyone is collaborating, and that's the wonderful thing with Lego Spike Essentials. We're all playing. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump straight into the app and actually show you how that app works. So I'm just jumping into the app. I'm hoping you can see that app now. So when you do download the app, you will get on the same screen the Essentials and the Prime being for the students aged grade 5 and above. So let's jump into Essentials. There's some of the builds that you might like to do, and that's what the kit looks like. All colour coded, so it differentiates for all types of student learning. All right, so this is the screen that the students see and that you'll be seeing as well. So this is from the app. And what I suggest is that you always go up here to start and give the students this time to practice using the hardware, because once they know what the motor does and what the light does and the colour sensor, it makes the whole experience a lot easier for them. So they go into each little tutorial. I put these on my interactive whiteboard, and so then we talk about it together. And we can discuss why you put it in that port and not that port. What does it mean? How you connect with Bluetooth. Right, just shows you there how to connect with Bluetooth. And I'm sorry, I can't do that at the moment. But you either connect with Bluetooth or you can use a USB cord. Okay, we just go back. So each one of those tutorials is a standalone. I reckon it takes probably an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to do all of those tutorials. Start there and you won't be disappointed because the students will be confident. Now, let's jump into the good part. Here are the unit plans. There are 6 unit plans. Well, there are actually 5 you can use in your classroom. And then the last one is an introduction to First Lego League, which is a competition the students can do. With Essentials, they do this competition in your school. So that's even better still. Now, each one of these unit plans is scaffolded. So the lessons themselves are all scaffolded to get a little bit harder and to move from icon-based coding to word-based coding. As well as that, the builds get a little bit more challenging, but that's what the kids want. You don't want them to all stay at the same level all the time. I'm going to jump into my favourite, which is the Amazing Amusement Park. I love to link everything to literature. So when I'm doing the Amusing Amazement Park, there is a fantastic book called Mr. Ferris and His Wheel, and it's all about how the Ferris wheel was invented. I didn't even know his name was George Ferris, but there you go. So let's jump in and have a look at the Ferris wheel. In every single lesson, there is a story that has a problem. So therefore, you can model these stories while you're doing literacy, and then you can talk about the problem. You can also talk about the social and emotional learning of these minifigures, because as you can see, they're all very different. And you can talk about, I'll show you their biographies in a minute, and that brings a whole lot of writing and reading and literacy into connecting the whole of Lego Essentials. So here's the story. They want to go on a ride, but the wheel is spinning too fast. So Daniel, who's in the wheelchair, can't get in. So they have to modify the ride in order to slow it down so everybody can have a turn on the Ferris wheel. So the first screen they come to is the building screen. Now, this is just like normal building with Lego bricks. So they build. It shows you up the top what pieces you're looking for. Okay, and we build the whole Ferris wheel. Now, they do this in twos, and the reason that they do this in twos is so that they are sharing, collaborating, talking about the parts, what's missing. You'll find numerous times, even I do it, I make a mistake, I have to go back and find out where my mistake was in order for the build to work first. There's the minifigs, very popular at this age level. Okay, and now we are finished and we have a working Ferris wheel. I'm hoping you can all see my Ferris wheel that I'm holding up. All right, so now we keep clicking on the arrow and it's asking us to connect to the hub, and this is where the students will then know how to connect to the hub because you've done it in the start tutorials. So we turn it on and on the screen we connect. Now, when you get your kit, you name all of the hubs. So I've named this hub T20 and I've written on it that it's T20. So there it is. So you don't get everyone mixed up. Sorry, mine just turned off. So we'll start it again. Okay, here we go. Pair it. And there we go, we're connected now. And here you'll see the programming canvas. Now the programming canvas is in icon blocks because we're only in the second unit of Essentials. As you move down to the third and fourth unit, it does give you word block coding on the programming canvas, but simple word block coding, and it's all related to Scratch. All right, so drag and drop. The hand is actually showing you what to do. Now, this is fantastic for students with learning needs with reading, or for students with EAL needs as well, because they're just watching the picture and they're dragging and dropping. They can have just as much success as everybody else. See here, we've got a loop coming as well. So you're talking about looping. And it just means that that block there, instead of just turning a quarter of a turn and stopping, it's going to keep going. All right, and it's saying to you, test your program. So if we now click on play, I'm hoping you can see this. It's moving at a quarter of a turn. Woohoo! And at this stage, all the kids start to go, oh my God, oh wow, look what's happening. This is fantastic. All right, so from there, when you click on the arrow, you get more icon blocks, and now we can bring in the color sensor. So I can get the color sensor to change color. I might have pink and perhaps a green down the bottom there. And you can see that happening with my Ferris wheel in real life. So now that will light up to when the wheel spins. Let's try again. Okay, so you can see how easy it is for the students to have success. And then you can go on to extending them. How can you make it go faster, slower? Can you add music? What else can you do? How can you change the Ferris wheel? Make it into something different, a fun ride, another fun ride for the minifigs to enjoy. And that's when you get that collaboration, and at the end, that whole exploring of everybody talking about what they did, how they did it. Wow, look at this one, look at that one. See all the differences that everybody's done when they've upgraded their wheel. Okay, so that's a look at the programming canvas and how the students will interact with Lego Essentials. Now, let's go and have a look. We're going to jump out of the app and go onto the web, and we're going into the Lego lesson plans. So I'll just type in here. You're at 2, and I know I'm over 18, although I don't look it. All right, now we're in the Lego lesson plans. And I can see up here that it's taken me to the English version. So I want to go to the Australian version of lesson plans because everything's aligned to the Australian curriculum. Lesson plans. And that unit was the Amazing Amusement Park. So here we are again on the Amazing Amusement Park, and it tells us, this graph here tells us there's a little bit of science involved, there's a lot of tech, a lot of engineering, a little bit of art with the design of the Ferris wheel, and then we come down here to our big spinning wheel. Now here's your lesson plan. This is the beautiful thing. All lesson plans are set out exactly the same way, the same format. And you can just copy and paste these straight into your planners. And then what happens is you become the facilitator for the students' learning. They're doing all the work, they're doing all the coding, and you'll be walking around with a rubric that I'll show you in a minute, which is all there, and you're actually becoming the person that does all the evaluation while the students do the work. Now, there's a little video here. That's for you, so that you understand what you're looking for in this class. It only goes for about 30 seconds, but it's just a little top up for you. With Lego Education, they premise all their lessons on the 5 E's of learning. So we have engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Oh, I got them all. Now, within each one of these phases are all the questions that you would need and every prompt that you will need in order for that lesson to be successful. So don't feel afraid of it. Go with it, read these lesson plans, look at the little video, and it will all come into play and you'll have a lot of success. Okay, the explain phase being extremely important when everybody gets together. And then down the bottom here, coding tips for you. Different ways that you can reinvent the wheel. Look at that, fantastic. And then differentiation. How can you make the lesson a bit simpler? How can you increase the difficulty of it? And there's a little bit of extension there with maths and measurement. Now, if we pop over to the blue side of the lesson plan, here are your learning objectives. Yay, you don't have to work them out. The learning objectives, success criteria, it's all there for you. If we pop down to additional resources, there are 2 things here that I wanted to show you. First of all, the assessment rubric. Now, this assessment rubric is for the whole unit. So as your students are completing the unit, you would have this assessment rubric. Now, this is just for one student. I convert this onto an Excel spreadsheet with all the students' names down the side and the descriptors up the top, so I can quickly tick off as I'm walking around and having fun with the kids exactly who's doing what and how they're progressing. As well as that, when I spoke to you before about the minifigs, here is a PDF on the bio of all these minifigs. I just think this is lovely. This is great for literacy and your reading, because the students can read all of this. They can find out that Maria loves maths, she likes stories about superheroes, and she wants to be a doctor when you grow up. Then you've got all the speaking and listening in your classroom. Who else likes maths? Who loves puzzles? Who can identify with Maria, perhaps? And you could do things like Stop Motion Pro with the little minifigs. You could also get the students themselves to write biographies on other students in the class. So you're bringing in the whole writing process of that. And then other students have to guess who they've written their biography about. Or you could write a narrative. So all the biographies are there for the 4 minifigs. They become an essential part of the whole process of playing and learning and building with Lego Essentials. And then there is your links to the Australian curriculum. Now, it's not an extensive link. It's the links to the design technology and digital technologies, which is so important. But then you can link all these units into your inquiry, into your literacy. There's so much maths with Lego and the engineering side of it that when you're planning your lessons, think about all of that and how you can integrate everything in all together. So this doesn't just become a standalone lesson, but it becomes an important lesson within your whole inquiry units of work. Okay, so let's just pop back now to the PowerPoint presentation. I hope I didn't go too fast, but I think you've got an idea of what Essentials looks like at this stage. Here we are at a glance. I'll let you have a read over that. We do have loan kits available. So if your school wants a loan kit for a trial period of 4 weeks, we can arrange that. We also have very extensive workshop training and support for you with webinars, just like this one. So check out our website and all the professional learning is there as well. Now, if you would like to have a loan kit for 4 weeks, then scan this QR code and we'll get a loan kit out to you. Or you can contact your MTA rep, or there's my email address down there, jknight@teaching.com.au. Now, I'm very passionate about STEM, about literacy, and linking it all with inquiry. So at any time, if you would like a chat with me, it doesn't have to be about Lego Essentials. It can be about any other part of design technology and STEM in particular. Give me a hoy. On our website too, we have right down the very bottom of our website, you will find a whole range of downloadable free resources. And in those free resources, there are the design process posters. There's 5 of them, and their posters about the brainstorming and the engaging, the evaluating, all in poster form. So if you download those for free, there you go. There's something you can pop on your wall. Okay, now at this stage, is there any questions? So sing out if you've got any questions, just unmute your mic. You can leave questions in the chat as well. Or like I said, email me and we can have a chat. I can jump on Teams with you and we can have our own private little chat. The last thing before we end this session is MTA are doing their absolutely fantastic STEAMposium 24 again. Now, this was hugely successful in 2023. It's an all-day online conference. So once you've got your ticket, you have access to everything all day. There are going to be some phenomenal, very special guest speakers related to STEM, and they'll be on throughout the day. And as well as that, you have the opportunity to use all those resources and go back and listen to them all again for 6 months after the symposium has been on. There's the website to get your tickets. I highly recommend, if you want some PD that is top notch, that will be the place to go this year for all your PD needs. Now, with that in mind, I would like to say thank you very much for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure to share Lego Essentials with you. And at any time, reach out. You know where I am at MTA. Other than that, good luck with the rest of term 1. You've done 5 weeks, so that's hard. Take care, everybody. We will be sharing this video with you all, so don't worry about that. You'll receive the link. All right, take care. Thank you. Bye.